The S&P 500 had quite a dramatic sell-off. So now we have to ask ourselves the question, are we in the beginning phases of a large crash, or what is even happening right now? That's what we will talk about in this video. Hello and welcome to another video here at Bloomberg Capital. My name is Henrik, and today we will be talking about the S&P 500 and the larger American market as a whole. So let's start off by taking a quick look at the chart here. And here we can see that we had quite a strong sell-off. Actually, in a very short amount of time, price came down almost 4%. Now, the sell-off didn't necessarily come all too unexpected. Actually, if we take a look into our Discord, you can see that about a week ago, we were actually already expecting a high to be in here and a large sell-off to be coming. Now, if we go back to the chart, then we can see that indeed this sell-off came, but it came with quite a lot of momentum and is a quite strong sell-off. Actually stronger than expected. So what's going on here? Actually, the trade war between China and the US is back on. And the difference this time is that it originated in China and not the US. China on October 9th announced restrictions to exports of rare earth minerals, as well as a few select technologies. And that is the thing with rare earth minerals. They are actually not that rare at all. And the hard part is not finding them, but refining them. So China doesn't have a resource advantage here, but a technology one. Similar to the advantage that the Americans have with microchips, where there are also export restrictions in place, especially towards China, which is at least part of the justification for these restrictions. But Trump, of course, could not just take these restrictions and fired back the next day with an announcement for higher tariffs. Actually, an additional 100% on top of the current tariffs, they go into effect November 1st. So the trade war is in full effect again, and if things escalate as they have done in the past, we might be looking at even higher tariffs effectively stopping trade between the nations. This, of course, sparked a lot of panic in investors, especially now that the planned meeting between Trump and Xi Jinping seems to be cancelled and they are only set to meet at the end of October at the APEC meeting, one day before the tariffs are supposed to take effect. But now, the important question is, how will this affect the market? To answer that, let's go back to the chart. And let's take another look at the sell-off here. And if we take into consideration that we seem to be at the escalation phase of the current trade war, this sell-off here seems to only be the beginning of a larger correction that will hit the market. And if we take a look in the past, then we can actually see how this played out the last time. Because in the beginning of the year, we had a very similar situation where this large sell-off, at least in part, was caused by the escalation of the trade war between China and the US. And here we had a sell-off of in total over 20%. In comparison, this sell-off here has reached about 4%. So if we have a similar magnitude of this sell-off coming here, then we still have quite a bit to go. Now, if this sell-off will actually be larger or smaller than this sell-off here is largely in the hands of both Trump and Xi Jinping in how far they want to take this trade war. And we will most likely see an end to this correction once this escalation also ends. So most likely we will see the sell-off here continue until the end of October when they are set to meet. The most likely target that we will reach until this point is around $6,000. So most likely here we will find ourselves. And then how this continues on will be largely decided on how this meeting goes. If the hostilities subside, we will most likely recover relatively quickly, similar to as we have done here, where in about the same amount of time, price rebounded to roughly the same level and then continued to rise further. Now, if things escalate further, we might get an even deeper sell-off here. But even then, we'll most likely see relatively quick recovery and more rising prices coming after that. But in either case, for now, we are most likely looking at a larger sell-off here. A lot of investors already took a big hit here, but there's definitely more to come. So make sure your portfolio is diversified, not only invested in the American market, which will most likely be hit hardest here, and also make sure to hedge your investments. But also, if you want to hedge your investments, most likely will also want to know when exactly the low of this downtrend here will be coming. And similar to how we've done with this high before, as I've shown you, we will try to do the same thing with this low here. So you can do two things. Either you can leave a subscription to this channel to not miss further videos, or on the other hand, you can look down in the description below and find the link to our Discord. There we offer analysis to over 180 assets, ranging from stocks, over cryptocurrencies to precious metals. And there we also cover the S&P 500 daily, trying to predict where the market will go. So if you're interested in that, check out the description below. Further than that, I hope you found this video helpful, and I wish you a good week, and until next time, here at Bloomberg Capital.